Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mumma Magma Yoga. This is your monthly full moon yoga ritual. My name is Tamu. So we've just come out of a full moon, full lunar eclipse, which happened on September 7th, and it was in Pisces. So we're playing with or feeling into or experiencing a lot on our dream times, a lot to do with our emotions, our feelings, mysticism, dealing into or diving into the subliminal levels of our minds and our subconscious or our consciousness. So tonight we're going to play with a flow that helps you to dive into the waters of the body, into the Pisces center of the body, which is your sacrum, and the hips and the lower back. So you're going to get a really nice stretch tonight. If you have lower back tenderness, if you need a good stretch because you've been doing a lot of workouts or working really hard, this will be a good stretch for you and a good flow for you. But also it invites you to deepen into what you've been experiencing in your dream time, both daydreaming and in the real dream time, like when you're sleeping. It invites you to deepen into and feel into what you've been actually feeling in your body. So maybe you've been feeling a lot more emotional lately. And maybe having up and downs in terms of your emotions, feeling a little bit more erratic. You might be feeling like you just want to escape reality, dive into your art, not focus on work. You're feeling tired whenever you have to focus on something practical, and you're more driven to be focusing on something creative, being out in nature, connecting with others that have a creative bent, all of that kind of stuff. So just deepening into that, and we'll have about a 30-minute flow with approximately a 10-minute meditation at the end. These practices are all beginner friendly. You don't need any props. You can just show up as you are. You don't even need a yoga mat if you're practicing in your living room or your bedroom. Just make sure that you're wearing something comfortable, that maybe you do something like light a candle, or make sure you've got water with you, or you have a journal handy for the end of your practice. And invite yourself to drop into this moment, to allow yourself to drop all the masks and simply come out of the doing of your life and into the being of who you are. And just an open invitation to be present, to show up exactly how you are, to meet yourself exactly where you are, and find some yummy movement, tap into your breath, and be present for yourself. So we're going to start on the mat. I'm just going to make sure that this camera for YouTube is positioned how I want it to be. So I apologize. Just hold on one moment. There we go. We can see a little bit better there. Awesome. So yeah, let's hop on our mats. If you're joining me tonight, welcome. Again, my name is Tamu, and this is your full moon yoga ritual. I'll meet you on the mat, my friends. So we're actually going to start in a seated position just to allow ourselves to ground. As always, if you've practiced with me before, you know that you can find a comfortable position of your choice. Because we are playing with hips and lower back and the sacrum, I invite you to maybe find a cross-legged position or Sukhasana, just to open up through the hips. Maybe you find bound angle with the soles of the feet together and the knees open nice and wide. Maybe you have to lift your sits bones on a blanket or a towel or a block in order to find length in your spine. See if you can relax your shoulders down and perhaps close your eyes or soften your gaze. We're just going to be here for a moment, just allowing ourselves to tune in, starting to relax, drop into your practice. Set your to-do list on the side. It'll be there waiting for you when you're done. Let go of the day thus far. Let your face and jaw relax. And maybe take a little moment to tune into this full moon energy, noticing how you feel in this moment without judgment. We'll just take 3 breaths here together. I invite you to inhale in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. If you've been dealing with any anxiety today, feeling nervousness, overactive mind, maybe in a state of fight or flight, elongate those exhales as best as you can. When you're ready, nice deep breath in, long breath out. Twice more, inhale. And exhale, relax your face, soften your shoulders just a little bit more. Come into the moment. Last one, deep breath in. And that long exhale. One more beat here. We're going to gently make our way to extended child's pose. So come to a tabletop position. When you arrive, bring your big toes to touch. Open your knees as wide as feels comfortable. Send your sits bones back towards your heels. Extend your fingertips towards the top edge of the mat and allow your forehead to relax down to the earth, your heart to melt between your shoulders. If you needed more of a stretch in your armpits, you're really reaching towards the top of the mat with your fingertips, but relaxing through your shoulders and melting your heart. Just taking a couple of breaths here, settling in. You can rock your hips side to side. Start to open through the hips and the lower back. Last breath here. We'll gently lift our gaze, walk our hands off of the left side of the mat, reach through your right fingertips, and then allow yourself to bow down again. So you're feeling through that right armpit, down the right rib cage, trying to get a stretch in the right side body from the right armpit to the right hip. Couple of breaths here. Starting to settle in, notice where you feel sensation. Whenever you're ready, lift your gaze, walk your hands across your mat, off to the right side, extend through your left fingertips, melt your forehead down, relax in your heart space. And I just invite you here to settle a bit more into your intuition. Is there something that you've been feeling a little bit off about someone or a situation lately, and you can't quite put it into words? That's total Pisces energy. Pisces are very intuitive, very empathic, very open. And I invite you to just feel into that situation and start to trust your gut. What do you know without words about that situation? Last breath here. Nicely done. We'll come back through center, bringing the palms back to the mat, lifting ourselves back up to a tabletop position, walking our knees underneath our hips, keeping our wrists underneath our shoulders. And we'll take 3 cat-cows. When we're ready, belly drops, gaze lifts, tailbone tilts up. Exhale, we round it through, push the earth away. Twice more. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round it through. Find your black Halloween cat here. Push the earth away. Last one. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, we round it through. Come back to your nice neutral spine. You're going to bump your hips to the right, so let them lean to the right. Take your gaze to the left and really see if you can feel that stretch on the outside of the right hip. You can find organic movement here. We're only here for a couple of breaths, so back and forth, maybe playing with your head, your neck. Nicely done. Bring it back through neutral. Bump your hips to the left. Take your gaze to the right. Last breath here. Gorgeous. Come back to your nice neutral position. We're going to step our right foot up to the top of the mat. Take your time transitioning. We're finding our low lunge. So make sure you can see that whole right foot. You're letting your hips drop forward and down, lifting your chest, rolling your shoulders back. This will help that left hip crease get more of a stretch. We're just here for one breath. Gorgeous. We're going to find our half splits. You're going to start to straighten through the right knee, pull back with your hips, walk your hands with you. And maybe that right knee doesn't totally straighten. You'll probably have to wiggle that right foot forward a little bit. Find stacking in left hip and left knee. Now, maybe you need to stay up nice and tall. Maybe you need to bend that knee a little bit. Maybe you're really in need of a stretch and you bow your forehead down, finding a little bit more here. Now you can stay here. Remember, this is your practice, as if this is your bliss, hang out here. Or you can lean into your left hand underneath your left shoulder. And when you're ready, reach your right fingertips up towards the sky, opening your chest to the right side of the mat. Inhale in. Exhale, let that right hand float back down. We'll go ahead and bend through that front knee, finding our way back to our low lunge position. Ground through your fingertips, curl your back toes under, lift your back knee, drop your back heel, maybe bringing that back foot in a little bit. Then we're taking ourselves to a wide-legged forward fold, walking our hands off of the left side of the mat or to your left, widening your feet as much as you feel good about here, and then letting yourself surrender down, feeling that nice inner thigh stretch. You can clasp opposite elbows. You can bring your hands in line with the arches of your feet. See if you can relax your head down. Toes are pointing forward, feet are parallel to each other. And we're seeing if we can tap into our breath. Nicely done. When you're ready, walk your palms forward a little bit, straighten through the elbows, flatten through your back, plant your left palm on the earth, reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Once again, opening your chest towards the right side of your mat. Ooh, I'm tight here. One more breath. Exhale, right hand comes back down to the earth. You're going to see if you can find that low lunge at the top of your mat. Walk your hands to your right foot. Dial your right toes forward. Lower your left knee back down to the earth, finding your low lunge. When you're ready, step your right foot back. Find your tabletop position. Then we'll walk our palms forward, coming into a half plank. So your hips come forward and down, your core stays nice and engaged. Gaze is lifted. Inhale in. Exhale, slowly lower down to the belly. Let your feet come down. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders. When you're ready, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Draw those shoulders back. Exhale, bow it down. Push yourself up to your tabletop position. Just finding your way nice and slow, bringing wrists back underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We'll take that whole little ditty to the other side. Left foot steps up to the top of the mat, and we find our way to our low lunge. Walk that left foot forward so you can see the whole thing. Hips are coming forward and down. See if you can push the earth away, roll your shoulders back, maybe lift your gaze. Feel that stretch. When you're ready, we'll find our half splits. Start to straighten through that left leg, draw your hips back, walk your hands with you for stability. Maybe you wiggle that left foot forward a little bit. And remember, maybe that hamstring is really tight and you need to stay up tall or bend that knee a little bit. Or maybe you're really craving the stretch, bowing your forehead down towards your knee. Now remember, you can hang out here. This is lovely. Maybe this is what your body needs. If you want more, ground down through the right palm under your right shoulder, and we'll reach those left fingertips up towards the sky. Pull back with that shoulder, open that chest. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, float it all the way down. You've got this. Come back forward into your low lunge. Take your time. Set yourself up for greatness. Curl your back toes under. Lift your back knee. Pivot on that back foot, bringing the heel to the earth. And then walk your hands off of the right side of the mat or to the right side of your body. Rearrange your feet, toes pointing forward, feet parallel to each other, legs open nice and wide. And then find what you need on this side. It could be very different. Maybe you sway side to side. Let your head relax down. Nicely done. We'll lift our chest, walk our palms forward a little bit so that they're underneath our shoulders and we have a flat back position. We're going to ground down through the right hand and lift our left fingertips up towards the sky, drawing back with that shoulder. Press into that right hand. Feel that inner thigh stretch. Inhale in. Exhale, float that left hand back down. Find your low lunge at the top of the mat. Walk your hands to your left foot. Dial your left toes forward. Lower your right knee back down to the earth. Step your left foot back to your tabletop position when you're ready. And then we'll walk those palms forward, finding our half plank. Hips come forward and down. Core is nice and engaged. Inhale in. Exhale, lower down to the belly. Belly flops, welcome. Let your feet come down to the earth. Palms are underneath your shoulders. Push into your pubic bone. Inhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, bow it down. Push yourself up to a tabletop position. And we're taking it to downward dog. Curl those toes under. Lift those hips up high and back. And find your downward dog. Start to pedal through your feet, dropping one heel and then the other. Maybe you tick-tock your hips.
Maybe you dance the feet around, taking them wider or closer together. See if you can press down through your knuckles. One more breath here. Nicely done. Knees come back down to the earth. We find our nice tabletop position. And when we're ready, we're going to step that right foot back up to the top of the mat, finding our low lunge. We've got this. We're just coming up to a forward fold. So when we're ready, we're curling back toes under, lifting back knee, stepping left foot up to meet the right, allowing ourselves to soften into a forward fold. Take your moment here, get your head under your heart, relax your face, soften your jaw. What have you been feeling lately that maybe you haven't been able to communicate to others? Maybe you haven't been able to put it into words. One more breath here. Nicely done. We're rooting to rise. Bend the knees, drop the bum, lift the chest, send the arms wide, rise on up. Find your Tadasana, really reach, reach, reach. Maybe you find a bit of a back bend looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms come together and float down to the heart. Shake it off if you need to. Adjust your shirt or your pants. Then we're going to step back with the left foot, grounding down through the left heel. Left toes are dialed in as much as we can. Right toes are pointing forward. We're seeing if we can straighten through that right leg. Hips are facing forward. Shoulders are stacked over hips. Nicely done. Interlace your fingertips down behind your tailbone. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Maybe knuckles reach down and away from the body. Nice open stance in the heart here. Deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to allow ourselves to come down halfway, reaching the crown forward, the booty back. Maybe those knuckles are able to lift. Press down into your feet. Inhale in here. Exhale, release those fingertips to your shin, your thigh, or maybe down towards the earth. It really depends on how much space you have in your body, allowing for that nice stretch on the back of the right leg. One more breath here. Nicely done. Go ahead and bend through that front knee. Plant your palms on the earth. Step your right foot back. Find your downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in and a cleansing breath out. When you're ready, we lower the knees back down to the earth. Find our tabletop position. And we'll step our left foot up to the top of the mat, finding our low lunge. Take your moment to settle in, lift your chest. You've got this. Coming up to our forward fold, curling back toes under, lifting back knee, stepping right foot up to meet the left, allowing ourselves to bow down. As we're ready, root to rise, bend the knees, drop the hips, lift the chest, send the arms wide, press into your feet as you reach, 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 reach. Exhale, palms come together, float down to the heart. Maybe this time you find stillness. If you need to adjust, adjust. One more breath. Nicely done. When you're ready, step back with your right foot. Ground down through that right heel. So adjust until you feel nice and secure. We'll straighten through that front leg when we're ready. Dial our hips towards the top edge of the mat. And then we'll interlace our fingertips behind the tailbone, other thumb on top. Draw our shoulders back, press our chest forward. Maybe the knuckles stretch down and away from the tailbone. Engage that core. I don't know if you could hear that on the mic, but my right shoulder just popped. We'll take a deep breath in. Exhale, send the crown forward, the booty back. Find your halfway position here. If you're able to come forward more, awesome. My body doesn't give me permission here, so I'm just taking it easy. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, hands come to the thigh, the shin, or we allow them to come down to the earth if we have access to that. And then we bow our forehead towards our knee. Last breath here. Go ahead and bend through that front knee. Plant your palms. Step the left foot back. Find your downward facing dog. A nice deep breath in here. And a long breath out. Go ahead and lower the knees down to the earth. Oh, yeah. Find your way back. Swing your legs to one side, any side. Bring your sits bones down to the earth. Send your legs out long in front of you. Nicely done. Whew. Roll those shoulders if you need to. We'll go ahead and bend through the right knee. Cross that right foot over the left knee. Hook our left elbow on the right knee. Right fingertips to the mat behind us. Sit up nice and tall for our inhale. And exhale, journey into the twist. Last breath here. Come back through center. You've got this. We're going to take that right foot and see if we can swing it all the way out and around towards our right sits bone. That might be really tight in that hip crease. You might need to lean into your left hand. So, I just got a little cramp there. Maybe you got to work it out. Maybe you're able to come up to a seated position. Maybe you need to keep leaning into that hand. Wherever you are, you're going to see if you can fold down. So maybe you need to keep that right hand planted. Maybe like me, you got a cramp and you have to come out and then back into the pose. Breathe, soften, forehead towards that left knee. Last breath here. Find your way back up to seated. Use your right hand to unravel that right leg, sending it forward. Shake it out if you need to. Readjust your sits bones. And we'll take that to the other side, bending the left knee. Left foot crosses over the right knee. Hook right elbow on the left knee. Left fingertips to the mat behind you. When you're ready, inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, journey into the twist. Excuse me. One more breath here. Let yourself unravel. Come back through center. We're going to take old left foot. See if we can swing that heel around to the left sits bone, finding some internal rotation of that thigh. Maybe you need to lean into that right hand. Remember, you can stay here. This is your practice. If you have more permission in your body, maybe you start to bow forward, letting the hands land anywhere on the floor or your leg, forehead bowing towards the knee. One more breath here. You've got this. Gently rise on up. Find your way to your seat. Unravel that left leg. Center yourself on your mat. I invite you to grab a hold of your knees, engage your core, and as slow as you can go, roll down to your back. Oh, feel that juicy connection with the lower back to the earth. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you just grab the kneecaps. Maybe you grab the backs of the thighs. Maybe you wrap your arms around your shins and peel your nose up. That might feel really good. Perhaps you rock side to side. One more breath here. Let your head come down to the earth if you lifted it. Open your knees as wide as your shoulders. You can stay here, or you can reach your arms between your legs. Bring your hands to the tops of your shins, up by your ankles. Or maybe you use your peace fingers to grab onto your big toes. And you could hang out here, or you could lift your feet up above your knees, so perpendicular to your thighs. Let the thighs relax down. Let your shoulders soften. Maybe you sway side to side. You could find organic movement here. Let the jaw relax. Let the head become nice and heavy. One more breath here. Nicely done. Release the legs or the feet. Allow the feet to come to the earth. Knees are nice and bent. Heels are hiked up towards the sits bones. We'll reach our fingertips down towards our heels. We might be able to touch, maybe not. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Actively open through your chest. And when you're ready, we'll lift our hips up towards the sky, squeezing our butt cheeks or our glutes, pressing into our feet, softening through the throat and the jaw. So finding space in the neck between the chin and the chest. Head is nice and heavy. One more breath here. Then as slow as you can go, roll down through the staircase of your spine. Eventually that lower back will kiss the earth. And we'll send our legs out nice and long, finding our Shavasana. We're going to take just a few breaths here. I invite you to rotate your palms face up. Let your head soften into the earth. Maybe you rock your head side to side. Wiggle your hips around until they feel nice and secure on the earth. Let your jaw relax. Let your face soften. Now, if you'd like to stay here in your Shavasana for our meditation, I invite you to do so. Maybe you cover yourself up with a blanket or bring a pillow into the picture, or you just relax. If you'd feel more comfortable coming up to a seat, you can bend the knees, roll to one side, any side, push yourself up to a comfortable seat of your choice. You can come to a chair if you would like to. I'm coming to Sukhasana. Ground down through your sits bones if you're sitting, no matter where you are. Relax through your shoulders. Soften that jaw. Start to notice the sensations in your body from your practice. Settle into your breath. So, for our meditation, your affirmation invitation is I allow myself to feel empathy for others without compromising my own boundaries. I allow myself to have empathy for others without compromising my own boundaries. As you're ready, deep breath in, long breath out. Relax those shoulders, soften the back of your neck. Twice more, inhale. And exhale, relax those shoulders even more, soften through the heart space. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Let the breath return to normal. Allow yourself to find stillness. We're going to take a minute of silence here. You can repeat the affirmation, you can set intention, or you can simply focus on the rhythmic movement of your breath. I will let you know when our meditation is done, so I invite you to completely let go here, to surrender. As you're ready, start to invite yourself back into your space by wiggling fingertips and toes. Maybe rocking your head side to side or just turning your head side to side. Start to deepen your breath a little bit here. Maybe there's a nice stretch that happens and a deeper breath. When you're ready, flutter your eyelashes open. And here's where I invite you to maybe crack open that journal, write down any experience that you may have had throughout your yoga practice or during our meditation. Maybe you bring out some pens or some crayons or some paints and you get creative, whether that's drawing or writing. Maybe you decide you really need to have some time for yourself and you go for a nice walk or you curl up in your bedroom and read a book. But I invite you to find stillness, to honor how your heart feels, to dive into your creative self, and to trust your intuition. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope to see you next time, and I really hope that this practice serves you well. Please give me a like, give me a follow, especially on YouTube if you want to stay up to date with my latest content. And yeah, let me know how this practice went for you in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here. I send you so much love. Remember, you matter and you are worthy. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you, everyone. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next month.